Hey there folks and friends, Connecting Dots here. It's Saturday, March 15, 2014. On the screen here you're looking at the warning, the massive EMP attack that's supposed to take place here in the United States, and boy oh boy, you should be worried. I don't think so. Now, I'm glad I spoke out here recently on the liars. I exposed some Fukushima liars. I showed you with using my own emails that they were actually lying about what they were saying about me. Now, I'm glad I spoke out. I should say I came a couple of days later, I came out with another video exposing RT News. How they're giving us two sides of the story here, and it's about, you know, leading us away from the truth and leading us down, making money, controlling the opposition, and yeah, basically fear-mongering. And I don't like that kind of stuff. Now, before I get into all of this, I want to address another issue. I've been promising for a long time here that I'm going to have bombshell information regarding Thomas Brinkley, or otherwise, as we now know, his real name was Michael Cravey. I wasn't full of BS. I've been contacted. I may as well tell you right now, I've been contacted by his younger brother. I've been speaking to his younger brother. His younger brother has agreed now to reveal a bunch of information that's otherwise there's no way you folks would ever hear about it. So I'm going to do a series of videos. I have to do it in a series. For one thing, I've mentioned 100 times, and I will mention this again in case you haven't got it yet, because I know a lot of you are saying, no, it's great, I get your notifications. I will say this again, that you won't always get my upload notifications. It is extremely important. If you want to stay updated with what I do, you have to come to Connecting Dots 2 or Connecting Dots 3. Don't come if you don't come, if you don't want to. It does not matter to me. I'm just trying to make a point here that, again, just recently somebody mentioned they just subscribed to me, only to turn around and check it 2 days later and find out they're unsubscribed. This is an ongoing story, folks. Anyhow, long story short, I've been putting out all these videos to let you all know that I'm going to release this information. He's making the videos himself. He wants to speak like Thomas did. I'm not sure if he's going to show his face or not. Possibly. Actually, it's not something we really spoke about, but he just says that he wants to release some information. He'll speak to a camera, and I may edit it or not, all depending here. And I'm hoping what I'm going to do is I'm going to post them in my forum, and I'm going to watch for the questions that are left in the comments sections. But I've mentioned before here how Google doesn't always show your comments, so I've provided a link, and I'll provide it again in this video, to my forum, connectingdots1.com, and if you want to come join us there, it's free. There's no ads. There's nothing. There's no one tracing your IP. None of that BS. I'm a real truther. What can I say, folks? I paid for that website. I've mentioned before, I did that cross Canada radiation tour in 2011. I paid for that tour, unlike what they're trying to tell you, or I should say these Fukushima shills have been saying about me. Nonetheless, here, I have truthful information. I've always been honest with what I have to present, and when I said I had bombshell information, I wasn't lying. I will let Michael's brother speak for himself and reveal it, and that way there, it's direct here. Okay, there's no I didn't twinkle, or I'm not making up any story. It's not secondhand news. You got it directly from Michael's younger brother. Okay, now moving along with this stuff here, EMP. Now, as I mentioned here, I'm glad I came out here and I called out, Fukushima liars. It's clear as day. I mean, I showed my emails proving that I'm not the person they've tried to make me out to be, and it's unfortunately I've never received a reply from Miss Melky apologizing, or otherwise known as Jan Brooks on YouTube, or Kevin D. Blanche. He never apologized. Missing Sky 101, 102, she never apologized. Stacy Lane 74 never apologized. I didn't really expect them to either, because I've been suspecting that there's been, the truth movement's been psyoped. It became very obvious here when I did that 2011 Cross Canada radiation tour, only to end up having a Arnie Gunnarsson shill, minion, whatever you want to call it, contact me on the road here and ask me to stop in Ottawa and do an interview with him, only to find out that the interview was never published, and only to receive a phone call 2 days later asking me to send all my radiation samples to Arnie Gunnarsson, and I refused. And that was my big red light. Hold on a second here. Arnie's now sending people to contact me instead of contacting me directly. Obviously he's watching my videos. He knows I'm collecting or doing analysis of rain fallout here across Canada. Regardless, I'm glad I came out here because it just kind of spilled the beans, and now a whole lot of you come out now and start talking about stuff. And one of the things many of you have mentioned here, you know, and I don't mean to put Dabu7 on the spot, but he is one of the people, these well-known YouTubers, who I've sent emails to, and I just sent him another one tonight telling him, hey, you know, I don't want to put you on the spot, bro, but please answer me back, which is what I seem to be getting from these people. They're just not answering me, so I'm not sure if they're not getting my emails. I know a lot of you are getting them, and back and forth we seem to be having, I have a lot of conversations going on with a lot of different people. I just can't understand why I can't get Dabu7, and I'm not going to get into all the other names. There are many names that you know that just don't get back to me. I tried to tell him about this whole EMP, Dick Cheney. So I'm not sure where he is in his level of awakening, because it's one of the big things. Come on, guys. Even myself, a while back, years back here, I was into Alex Jones. Max Kaiser, I got sucked into him till, up until I guess was late 2010, 2011. Actually, yeah, when I did Cross Canada Radiation Tour, met up with my cousin in Ottawa, and he was pumping Max Kaiser as the truthful guy, and we had a series of discussions, and it was really at that point where I'm like, no, this guy is fake. And you know, from there on, it's you have a decision where you listen to the information that's given to you, and you try to connect the dots as you go along, and you don't get upset at when someone gives you a piece of information, because that's what tends to happen a lot. When somebody shakes your beliefs, you're like, oh, you get all defensive, and you're like, ah. But you know what? After a while, what do you want me to say, folks? I'm at the point now where I just want to start sharing everything that I've been going through. I've been here since 2007. I'm not a spring check-in. I'm the one who was one of the guys here warning people in March 2008 that they're going to crash the stock market on purpose. 6 months later, in September 2008, I mean, I nailed it to the day. I'm not going to get into that, but I've been doing lots of things here with the silver, the vaccines, Fukushima. I mean, I think that's what really got me kind of well known on YouTube. I'm not full of BS. I do connect the dots, and I'm not a foul-mouthed person like a lot of people want to make you believe here. So I'm not putting down Dabu7 at this point. Possibly Dabu is someone at his point of his awakening, because it's a process. It's not something you just wake up one night and you're like, hey, I've connected all the dots, I know what's going on here. It takes years. Do you make mistakes? Absolutely. But it's you know, it's all part of being human, being a man, and say, hey, I made a mistake. Okay, so I'm about to prove to you here that we should not be listening to Mr. Dick Cheney, and I think many of you already know this, you know. So he started back in 9 here, hoping, no, not thinking there might be one or warning. He's hoping there would be a terrorist attack in 2009, you know, and there was many people that picked this up. I mean, this wasn't you know, hidden news, and many of you may recall just recently here in October 2013, he feared the terrorists were attacking his pacemaker. So this guy's been on the terrorist here ever since the Iraq War. I'm sure many of you recall that story. So you have a choice here. You can either buy his book and buy his BS and what he propagates, which is fear-mongering, and I'm not into that. I have no ads here, so there's no money to be made by me promoting any fear-mongering, which is one of the things I've tried to mention to Dabu. I'm hoping he's going to respond, folks, because I don't want to label this guy as a shill. It'll suck, but I am going to call him out if he can't give me back a proper reply and say, hey, you know what, I made a mistake or something of the sorts. He's got to talk to me. They can't avoid me here. It's what I've encountered with the truth movement. The ones that I suspected were not on the right side, they either A, never responded to any of my emails or my comments left in their video sections, or when they did, they banned me, which I've been showing here. I've had a series of banning under false pretenses, lies, people lying, trying to discredit me. Anyways, long story short here, you know, you can either buy the book, you know, or go find out, do a little bit of digging here and find out who he's linked to, what he's been about, you know, like, or buy the book. It's up to you. And, you know, speaking of what he thinks about many of us, yeah, we're too dumb. Absolutely. So my advice to you is don't be listening to Mr. Dick Cheney, the terrorist, the fear-mongering terrorist. Connect the dots and stay away from these people. Okay, folks? that's it for now, and stay tuned as I will be releasing the videos probably starting here Monday regarding Thomas Brinkley, and I hope you join in. We have a lot of questions, especially when we start, all of this gets revealed. A lot of you are going to be shaking your heads at what's taking place. Take care. That's it for this video.
Up and down, back and forward, rattle the cage to wake my mother. Black and white dreams and colorful spells into a different set of